Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. I'm Dave and this video is a bit of a technique tutorial. Now I was doing a Facebook Live a few nights ago. I was just jamming away and the piece I was playing, just like an improvisation, I found I was using artificial harmonics quite a lot, so I thought it'd be interesting just to talk about harmonics, and there was a particular technique that I used in the little improvisation that you might find it useful yourself. Basically what a harmonic is a particular way of striking the string so it doesn't vibrate in the same way that a normal fretted note does, or no way that a normal open string does. We'll start with natural harmonics first. So if you think about an open string, playing the open E string there, now it's fixed at the nut and it's fixed at the saddle. So what we've got is the string vibrates like in a parabola. But with what we can do is we find an equal division along the string. So the easiest place to find is the 12th fret, because that's the halfway point. And if I just touch the string there, but I don't actually fret it, I'm just holding touching the string above the fret, and as I pick the string, I actually lift my finger off. And what you get is this more bell-like quality. It's the same note as you get at the fretted string at the 12th fret. So fretted, it sounds like this. But with that artificial, that natural harmonic, it sounds slightly different. Because what's happening is the string, instead of vibrating just between these 2 points, it's actually vibrating between the nut and that node point, as we call it, at the 12th fret, and between that node point and the saddle. So you end up with something that actually looks like two parabolas, like a halfway point along the string. And you can do that at anything that's an equal division of the string. So that's a 12th fret is the 1 octave harmonic, because that's a half of the string. Or if we go to the 24th fret, or actually the 5th fret, is a quarter. So that distance there is the same as that distance there. It's a quarter of the string. Quarter of the string means if I play a harmonic there, just touch the string above the fret and lift my finger off, I get something that's 2 octaves higher. So it's the same as fretting it at the 24th. But the harmonic at the 24th fret got that slightly more bell-like quality, and likewise we could go to the 7th fret, which is a third of the way along the string. Then we get a note there that's a perfect fifth above. So that's the principle of harmonics. It's about hitting the string in such a way that it's sort of deadened at that one particular point, and because you're doing it at something that's an equal division along the string, you get one of these overtones. Now these harmonics, if you get into the physics of music, those harmonics, those overtones are actually already there. You are hearing them when you hear a fundamental note. What we're doing is just kind of forcing the string to vibrate in a particular way that gives us the sound of that harmonic. So those are natural harmonics. So like I say, you get them at the 12th fret, which is a halfway point, the 7th, the 5th, there's one at about the 4th fret, one at about 3.5, and so on. It's equal divisions of the string. And they're called natural harmonics because they're harmonics that are induced on an open string. Now what I was using in that solo I was playing on the Facebook Live was called artificial harmonics. And an artificial harmonic is the same basic principle, but rather than being played on an open string, it's played on a fretted note. So if I think about playing, say, the first string at the 3rd fret, if I wanted to play an artificial harmonic, the 1 octave artificial harmonic, I'd need to go halfway along the string, so 12 frets up. So from the 3rd fret to the 15th fret. Yeah, so what I'm doing there is striking the string, but just touching it at the point that's 12 frets above the fretted note, and it's enough to deaden the string, so it gives me this like parabola from there to there and from there to there, which is the 1 octave, and I could do it at 2 octaves and perfect fifth and whatever, as long as I'm going an equal division along the string. And it's a technique I really enjoy using in solos, because if you think about how you play a solo, a lead line. It's about kind of balancing up tension and release. You're not just playing note after note after note. You need to kind of give it some sort of structure, and building up tension, then releasing it. Getting notes that resolve, getting notes that don't resolve, and want you to move the piece on somewhere. And harmonics are a really interesting technique to throw in for that, because you can just get this one note that's like significantly higher than all the other notes you were playing around it, and it really jumps up, and it just kind of what's the word, sort of like punctuates the piece, something like this. Yeah, so there I'm playing an artificial harmonic at the I'm playing the note at the 7th fret on the 3rd string, but I'm actually picking it and muting it, just touching it enough to stop the string from vibrating with my picking hand. And there's a couple of ways you can induce that artificial harmonic with your picking hand. The traditional way of doing it is to hold your pick, you're holding it quite close to your thumb, and then use the fleshy part of your thumb to kind of follow through on that pick stroke. So as you hit the string, you touch it with your thumb at a point where you're going to be able to get a harmonic. Another way you might see people play harmonics is what I did before, just holding the pick between the thumb and the middle finger, leave the index finger free, and then you can use the index finger to touch against the string where there's a node point. And play a harmonic like that. Now the way I do it is a habit I fell into, and it just works really well for me. It might work for you. It's a little unconventional, so you might not want to pursue it, but I keep holding my pick the way I normally would between the thumb and the index finger, but I actually use my ring finger to touch against the string to play the harmonics. Now, something you might have noticed I was doing with my hand there is I was moving it up and down the string ever so slightly, and that's because if I'm playing a harmonic at one place, which is an equal division along the string, then move to a different fretted note, that string's now a different length, so I need to move my finger where my finger striking that note point to a slightly different position, so it's still at that equal division along the string. So one of those things, it's a little bit tricky to do initially, because you don't know where the node points are. They are, like I say, mathematically easy to find, the half, thirds, quarters, fifths divisions of the string, but actually knowing where they are, if you use something like where you pick up is or something as a reference point for particular fretted notes, you can do it mathematically, but to be able to just play it fluidly and sort of like instinctively, it's one of those things that just kind of comes with time and practice. When I'm playing some of these harmonics, I'm doing them purely by instinct, because I know when I'm fretting a string at a given fret, then I know if my hand's in a particular position, I can kind of squeeze a harmonic out of the string. It just comes with practice. So it's one of those things. Set yourself away, put a backing track on, play a solo over the top, and start looking for where those harmonics are, and listen to how they kind of sound against the underlying chord progression. And kind of like say how you can kind of punctuate a lead line by putting these in. Practice. One of those, it all comes down to that. Now, the particular technique that I was thinking about and I wanted to show in this video was a little like trill pattern using harmonics. What I did at one point was I just trilled away on the 5th and the 7th fret, I think it was on the D string. And then I moved the palm, like the fleshy bit on the side of my palm, just moved that along the string. So what's happening there is where the palm's not on a node point where there isn't naturally there isn't a harmonic, the string's just sounding dead. But when I move to a point that is an equal division along the string, either from the 7th fret to the saddle or from the 5th fret to the saddle, depending on where the trill is, I'm just touching the string down, and it's enough to induce a harmonic. So you're hearing that harmonic pattern kind of coming in and out as I move between node points. Just an interesting little technique. If you listen to, what is it, White Wedding by Billy Idol, I think there's an example in that where Steve Stevens does the sliding harmonic thing. It's quite useful. It's a little bit interesting, a little bit out there. Something you can just throw into your solos just to spice things up a little bit. So there you go. That's a really quick tutorial about harmonics. Like I say, I was using them quite a bit in that Facebook Live that I did the other night. I just thought I'd kind of touch on the technique a little bit. So the basic idea, string, if you touch it at a point that's an equal division along the string, proportionate division of the string, you get this nice bell-like sound that's substantially higher than what the fretted note would be at the same location. Takes perhaps a little bit of time and practice to get fluid with the technique of being able to squeeze those harmonics out, but they're a really useful technique to include in your soloing, so it's worth spending a bit of time with. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you did, please click the like button down there. If you found it really useful and interesting and you want to see other videos that I post on the channel, then please click subscribe, which is also down there. You're welcome to leave a comment, but I don't always see the comments that are left on videos, so if you've got a specific question you want to ask me, whether it's about guitar technique, guitar hardware, music theory, anything at all, you're better off going here, filling that form in, sending your question in through there. I'm guaranteed to see it and I can get around to answering your question in a future video. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video next time. Bye for now.